Hello, we're on the second video, and I had put an overbar on this on the other one, and it doesn't need that because it's after the decimal. So if it had been 540 and I was indicating 3 significant digits, then it needs the overbar because it's a whole number, and it does not need it here. So sorry about that. Let's go on. On this next one, we're on a general trades question. What size wrench to the nearest 32nd of an inch will fit a bolt with a 748 thousandths inch head? Now, these are often confusing for students, but we've actually had some like this before. If you will multiply it by 32 and write it in fraction form with a decimal, then you just round it basically and you will figure this out. So if we multiply, we get 23.936 over 32. And that's very close to 24. So 24/32 of an inch is the size of the wrench that we would need. And this is the same as 3/4 of an inch. So we could use a 3/4 inch wrench instead, but 24/32 gives us that accuracy on the measurement. If it was a 25 over 32 or a 23, we couldn't simplify that to a different kind of fraction or an equivalent fraction, so we would just leave it. All right, let's look at this next one, and it's blank. So I got rid of the blank part, and now we can go ahead and work this one out. What speed must an airplane average in order to travel 1,260 miles in 4.8 hours? And speed equals distance divided by time. So we're going to use the rules for division here, which is to go to the number of significant digits on the least accurate number, which is the 4.8. So we're going to round our answer to 2 significant digits. On this, we're going to take the distance divided by the time, which is 262.5 hours. And then if we round that to 2 significant digits, it would be 260 hours, which is a good way to write it, right? 260 hours is just a nice number to talk about for something like this. But we did this because it's 2 significant digits based on the 4.8, right? The least accurate number. Sheet metal trades. 4 pieces of sheet metal with thicknesses 0.148, 0.24, 0.375, 0.42 are bolted together. What is the total resulting thickness? Well, total means we're going to add. So we add these all up. And we get 1.183. Now we decide, we could have decided this before that, I guess. How are we going to round this? And so when it's addition, we round to agree with the precision of the least precise, right? The least precise would be to the hundredth place. So we're going to round this to the hundredths. 1.18 inches. Because for addition, we're going to round to agree with the precision that is the least precise. All right. So now we're going to start on conversions. This is section 5.2 now. And on conversions, I'm going to show you a certain way to do this every single time. Set up your units, and then you can put in your numbers, fill in, and then multiply. And we're also going to be able to cancel out certain units based on how we set this up. Now, a lot of students will not try to do it this way, but I'm telling you, if you'll put a little effort into learning to set up your conversions this way, it will be very beneficial. There may be some people who can do this without setting it up this way, but the big thing here is, do I multiply or do I divide? And if you set it up with the unit conversions the way I'm showing you, you're going to know. So I will only use this method. That's the only method I will use as I teach this, and I hope you can grab onto that and you know, actually try to learn this in this way. So you can see I have an example here. We're going from cubic feet to gallons. And so we have this many cubic feet over 1, and then here are my units, right here. My gallons to cubic, my gallons per cubic foot. And then I put the numbers in, right? There's 7.48 gallons in 1 cubic foot. That causes my cubic feet to cancel out. I just simply multiply. Whoops, I didn't have the 7.48 there. I might need that. Multiply those and then round to 6.4. So we rounded that one just to the same as the other one had 2 significant digits. And our book calls these unity fractions. I usually call them conversion factors. We set them up so that we can convert. All right. So here's our first one to set up. Now I'm going to show you this method every single time. Okay. We're going to take the 375 square feet and write that over 1. Now if it was like this one says revolutions per minute, then we would set it up maybe a little bit differently, and I'll show you that in a minute. We are converting to square yards. Well, I need my square feet here and my square yards there. The reason for this is because I am going to eliminate the square feet so that I end up with just square yards. Now, you have a conversion chart, and so you can look these numbers up on your conversion chart and be able to put them in the problem, right? In one square yard, there are 9 square feet. And this is where you refer to your conversion chart, and you get to use your conversion chart on anything you do, your homework, your test, and everything. So you don't have to worry about memorizing any of this. You can just look it up on the chart. So since I have a number in the numerator and denominator, I'm just multiplying straight across. 375 times 1. 1 times 9. I know it's going to be square feet, or no, sorry, square yards. And then that is going to be 41, and the 6 is repeating. And we'll just round that to 41.7. How about I put the 1 in there? Square yards, or you can write that as yards squared. And so that's how we convert from one unit to another. Now, once you learn this, you can set this up pretty quickly. It doesn't take a lot of time. You will know some of these conversions, for instance, minutes and seconds and that kind of thing, which is handy. So on the next one, we're going to put 330 revolutions in 1 minute. We're converting to revolutions per second. So we're going to have to get rid of minutes and go to seconds. Oh, gosh. So we have minutes here and seconds there. And then we're going to put in our conversion factor, right? In 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. And then we'll be able to convert from there. Notice we get to mark out the minutes. So we take 330 divided by 60, and that's going to tell me how many revolutions per second. And when we divide that, we get 5.5. Now this number didn't need to be rounded. It happens to have 2 significant digits anyway, so that works out well for this problem. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so on this we're converting 2,500 feet per minute to inches per second. So this is going to take 2 conversions. We start out with 2,500 feet in 1 minute. It's important that you write it this way, feet per minute. We're going to multiply that then by two different things so that we can get it completely converted. On this, we're going to have our feet. It doesn't matter which one you do. You can do the time first or the feet first. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to convert our minutes to seconds. Now we're going to put the numbers in, and our numbers will be, let me do a different color. So we have 12 inches and 1 foot. Notice this always equals 1. 12 inches equals 1 foot. That is a fact. And these conversion factors always have to equal 1. Let's just go back a page here. So on this next one, 1 square yard equals 9 square feet. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So our conversion factors will always equal 1. And then on the next one we have 1 minute is 60 seconds. Again, so we multiply what's on top. Oh, let me go ahead and mark out our units here. So we're left with inches over seconds, right? Inches per second. 2,500 times 12 divided by 60. And that gives us 500 inches per second. You always want to label these with the proper units because that's part of this whole process, is getting that part right. This next one is converting 65 miles per hour to feet per second. I'm going to put a little line here. So we're going to set this up as 65 miles over 1 hour, right? Because it's 65 miles per hour. We're going to convert miles to feet, and we're also going to convert hours to seconds. Okay, so we have miles to feet right here. I'm going to write my miles and feet, then hours and seconds. Your conversion chart does have the conversion for hours to seconds, but you could figure it out even if you didn't have that. Now this one, it might be when you have to look up. 1 mile is 5,280 feet, and 1 hour is 3,600 seconds, right? 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour. So 60 times 60 is 3,600. We're going to multiply. Let's get rid of our units. So 65 times 5,280. And we divide that by 3,600. That gives us 95.3. The 3's repeating. We're going to round this to 95 feet per second. Now we rounded it to 95 to go with the number of significant digits in the 65. We only had one number, so we just kind of matched that in this case. We don't really have to think about that too hard because that just seems fairly normal to do it that way. All right. I believe I will stop the video here and we'll finish the rest of these conversions on the next video.